Hi, this is Devin with the Armchair Thrifters. I have my silent partner Jim over here in the corner, but he's not gonna want to be on the screen today. So thanks for joining us again. This is our second video in our Armchair Thrifter series, and we have more boxes to open today. So we're gonna open them like we did the last time, tell you where the boxes are coming from, and these items will most likely end up on our Etsy store, Meowster Designs, within the next couple of business days. So let's get right to it. The first box we have here is from Granville, Michigan. And as before, a lot of this is probably glass because we've been purchasing and rescuing a lot of old crystal, American Brilliant cut crystal, and other pieces from around the country. So you'll see a lot of sparkly things today. And let's see, this one's wrapped up pretty well. A good bit of wrapping paper, bubble wrap, and my scissors don't want to cut through it very well. So let's see. As I mentioned on our last video, we do thrift through online shops all over the country to find our treasures. And most of it's for fun, although we do hope that we'll have a little bit of extra income from it. A lot of it's just to enjoy the fun, the fun of the hunt, the fun of the find. And I always kind of equate it to fishing. You never know when you throw your fishing line in exactly what you're going to catch. So I enjoy catching things and then finding new homes for them. So it's very fun for me as I find pieces to then find people around the country that are interested in them. So that's my motivation. All right. So this is a piece of glass. This is actually part of a collection of German glassware called Birds, and it is by a company, in this case it's called Amorous, and it's by a company called Nachmann, a German company. We actually have a couple of other pieces of this Nachmann in this design pattern. I have had a ruby crystal cut bell that had the little bird on it. I think we have a vase. We've had a couple of other little pieces. So this is vintage, probably from the 80s or 90s. It still does have its little label on there, if you can kind of see that. I don't think it's too visible. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a label right in here that says Nachmann. So that's going to go on our store here in a couple days. So there's our first item. Okay, the next item we have is from Miami Gardens, Florida. And this one is, as you can see, marked fragile, so probably more glassware, but a small thing. So we'll see what kind of small thing we got today. Nice bubble wrapped piece. Every once in a while we do get a hold of a piece that unfortunately has not been very well wrapped. You have to be pretty careful when you're opening these boxes to make sure you're not grabbing shards of shattered glass. So on a lot of these I'm going to try to be careful. We have one box down here that looks like it's been crushed by the carrier. And this one luckily is not. So this one does appear probably to be an old Brilliant period cut crystal or early ABP little vase. It has a very traditional sawtooth cut on the top. It's very heavy crystal. Typical starburst pattern on the base. Beautiful detail on the neck. So this is a little small, probably what, 6-inch tall, cut crystal glass little vase, little bud vase. So lovely condition. I don't see any chips or nicks in it. No maker's mark on it, but lovely condition. You can see how beautiful the light picks it up. So coming from Miami, Florida. All right, the next one we have is from Oxnard, California. This one is something that I actually ordered, and I'm not really sure, I don't remember what I bought. It might be something I'm keeping for myself, but I cannot remember, honestly. Sometimes we don't put things on the store and it's just funky things that I find. And this is actually something I'm keeping, and this one has a very interesting story. So, this is from Africa, and I think it's Zulu, and it is made out of plastic telephone wire or cording. And the reason I got this is because not too long ago, my husband and I with friends visited Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we went to the Museum of Folk Art. And they had an entire display, a whole part of the museum dedicated to this type of art. And the pieces that they had on display by the African artists, the weavers that use this material, were just stunning. And I couldn't afford a piece of this, or I wasn't going to spend the money to buy a piece of this at the museum. It was incredibly expensive. And I just happened to find this recently on a national thrift website where somebody had obviously donated it and they were reselling it through their auction portal. And I had to get it just because, for one, we like folk art and we like very colorful art in our house. And so this is actually going to be a piece that I'll probably display along with our folk art in a different part of our house. So as you can see, it's just incredibly detailed woven plastic material, but it's just absolutely beautiful. So African Zulu telephone art. Interesting story. This is from Wilmington, Delaware, and it's probably glass. It's marked fragile, a piece that my husband found. All right, let's see what we've got. This is in a box. It's in a Nike box, so that's interesting. They boxed in a box. And it's a bunch of little things. Let's see what we've got here. It looks like it's probably small glasses. So let's see. Thank you, dear. I can figure out how they've actually wrapped these. And I may not unwrap all of them, but let's see what we have here. Oh, these are lovely. So these are beautiful little crystal cordials. Again, cut crystal. I would say not ABP, but I'm guessing that these might be Waterford crystal cordials. They look very Waterfordish to me. In fact, there is a mark on these, and they are indeed Waterford. So we have 4 of these beautiful little cut crystal, Irish crystal cordials. So there are 3 others in this box. I won't unwrap all of them, but these will be going up on our store shortly, so I'll hold it up a little closer there. You can see that beautiful mark on the bottom, that starburst pattern, and then there is the etched mark on the edge of the glass. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the Waterford mark on it. So 4 of those. Wonderful find, Silent Jim. All right, let's see. And this is the last one, and as you can see, this box has been thoroughly mushed, despite the fact that it has fragile stickers all over it. So, not a great job by the carrier that delivered this. I'm gonna put this down to open this in case there's broken glass rattling around. This has an awful lot in it. I'm wondering if it's more glasses or something. Luckily, they seem like they're safe, but we won't know until we get into them a little bit more. Luckily, they were well wrapped, but it looks like that box just really got damaged by the carrier. The good thing we find is that some of the portals that we use kind of make it easy to file shipping claims. So if you do get damaged materials, you can file a claim, and over a number of days, they'll work through that claim, and typically you'll get your money refunded. It's just a little bit of a hassle, and the portal is not user-friendly. They don't want it to be user-friendly, honestly. They don't want to have to give money back. All right, lots of wrapping paper here. But we do seem to have more crystal glasses here, so let's see. And if I had to guess, these might also be Waterford. Well, that's hard to open. I cannot open this. I think my scissors are actually starting to get dull. They don't even want to cut. All right, here we go. They put a little bit of paper in there to protect it. So I do not see Waterford marks on these, but as you can see, another set of really beautiful little drink glasses, wine glasses. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 of these in our box. So luckily, they all look intact, even though the box is crushed. So I'll continue opening those and hopefully they'll all be intact. But this will also be a set that we put up on our store shortly. So that's all of the boxes I'm gonna open this afternoon. We are definitely gonna have more because I actually have a stack of about 5 more that eventually we'll go through. But in this business, you kind of pace yourself and deal with a little bit of a mess and then post some things and then move on to another little batch. So if you're interested in any of the items or want to see the rest of the things we have on our store, please go to Etsy and look up Meowster Designs. Right now, I think we have a little over 400 different items on our store. Most of it's antique or vintage. We also have art. We also have just unusual mid-century or eclectic things. And we have jewelry, and we also have homemade small batch smoked pepper and salt and different products if you're interested in trying some of our specialty products. And thanks for your time. We'll see you again soon.